Today's question has to do with our responsibility as Christians to love and help one another in sanctification.
Hmm.
The question is as follows. When is it okay in dealing with a fellow brother or sister in Christ to bring up an issue that we are seeing in their life?
Hmm. Broad question requiring broad response, I think. And I think it's the question itself is rests upon a key point in terms of relationship that we Christians have covenantally with each other that often is not recognized. Most of the people that I encounter who call themselves believers don't see themselves as relating covenantally to each other. And yet that's really not a biblical perspective of our relationship to the family of God in general or to the family of God to which we belong in our particular church. I think we do have an obligation to the word Paul uses, edify each other. And that has a lot of things in it. Sometimes it has correction. Sometimes it has rebuke, maybe a strong rebuke. But it has a lot of times it means to encourage and to undergird and to help out with love. All for the spiritual good of the individual. So I want to be clear to say, I think we Christians are committed, particularly if you're in a church together with other believers, you are, by virtue of that fact, you're committed to being an instrument in the hands of God to help each other out.
Yeah.
And if you see someone communicating or acting in a way that is clearly dishonoring to the Lord, I think it behooves us in love to point it out gently, lovingly, kindly, and humbly that you have a concern here and you want to bring that up for the purpose of edifying the other person. Now, a couple things I want to say about that. One is this whole thing of relationship. We will very likely not be accepted if we try to do that with someone with whom we don't have a relationship.
Right.
If that person doesn't know you, or that person doesn't know you love them, or that person knows you don't love them, they're not going to react well to that.
Yeah.
Save your breath, okay? They have to know, and the only way that any person can respond positively to a correction is when they are absolutely convinced you love them. So I think what precedes that correction has to be a development of a relationship that says, I care about you, I'm here for you, I want what's best for you, how can I serve you? And once that's established, then you have that relationship whereby you can say, I've got an issue here. The other part of it is how you communicate that is important. We used to have a little dog, and she was a sweet dog, but she was dumb as a pile of rocks. And I tried this out on her once where I told her I hated her guts. And I thought she was the dumbest dog I'd ever seen. And I didn't care whether she lived or died, but I said it gently and sweetly, and she just wagged her tail.
Yeah.
But I think what that shows is tone of voice.
Yeah.
How we approach it. If we say to somebody, hey, you're doing something wrong and I'm here to straighten you out, well, that's probably, you may be right, but you're not probably going to succeed.
Yeah.
Be gentle. Be kind. Be sweet. Don't just lambast somebody.
Yeah.
Build a bridge of understanding to them. And I think that's really, really important. The final thing I'll say about that is, and be aware of the fact that nobody likes to be corrected.
Yeah.
Okay? That includes us, you and me, I mean, so no one's walking around going, I hope somebody corrects me today.
Yeah.
We're all proud. We're all self-serving. We're all self-centered. And we think we're right about everything, whether we would say it or not. So when someone even approaches us, there's going to be a bristling a little bit. And that's why you got to go soft and gentle and sweet and build a relationship of love. So if someone doesn't respond well, even if you do it right, Don't. It's okay. Don't. Just keep being sweet, kind, and gentle, and continue to really reach out to that individual, because it's really a spiritual battle to be open to correction.
Yeah.
And by the way, I would add, we're not just talking about words here, spoken words. We're actually talking about written words, like on Facebook or something.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody makes a post that, boy, that's probably not good, that would be included in this as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you,
you're
Pastor.
welcome.